Hey everyone, wow. Something really weird happened to us yesterday and took us on a journey of discovery that we were not expecting in one little iota of anything. So what happened?
Well, we've come to stay at the Andrew Jackson. So that
Hotel.
was part of the plan, and we have arrived to come and take our bags in and just ask whether the bags can be left so that we can go out and explore, because we can't literally or officially come into the room until later on in the afternoon. And we're met by this gorgeous reception staff member by the name of Chris, and he was absolutely delightful and was so helpful and said, yes, leave your bags here and I'll actually check whether the room's fine for you. Why are you here? Why are you in New Orleans? And we started to discuss the fact that we're here because, we're ghost hunters, we're doing some ghost hunting. And then he proceeded to tell us a lot of the stories about the place that we're staying.
And photos and all sorts of things.
Yeah, and some of the encounters that guests have had and have told him about, and that he's really interested in all of this stuff as well. And then he sort of starts to talk about the fact that his place is haunted. And
we're used to that, because normally when we say we're ghost hunters, people go, oh, we've got a ghost, and start to tell us their story, but they don't normally invite us over.
No, after 10 minutes of talking to us, come on over to our place, it'll be fine. And we've gone, fine.
Sure.
We've walked out because we had a couple of other things that we wanted to do, and
we thanked him very much.
Yeah, and we knew we'd sort of be back by the time, or just before he was going to finish his shift. And you said, look, let's not pursue this. This is a little bit awkward.
We didn't want to push it because we didn't know whether he was just being polite, saying, come over to our house and look at our ghost, it's haunted. And we're like, yeah, sure. People say that to us quite often. And we said, if he's still here and he still asks us and wants us to come, then okay, let's do it. So we walked through the door and
he's waiting. He's going, yes, I'm going to be back, and I'll pick you up and I'll take you over to our place. My husband already knows about it. He's excited. And it kind of went from there. So at 6:45, we are out in the reception area.
And ghost gear.
He turns up and says, come on, and takes us over to his place.
Mind you, in the meantime, we have put messages up on social media saying, if we disappear off into the distance and we are never seen again, please ask Chris at the Andrew Jackson Hotel what he did with us. Because I don't normally recommend that you just jump into the car with someone you've met for 10 minutes and head off to their home. And we were... I don't know what possessed us to do it, actually, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah. So we've gotten over to Chris and his partner's place, and we've walked in and through the gateway to the back, and we end up in this beautiful little courtyard area, and there are umbrellas, tables, chairs, and their two neighbours are sitting there already, like waiting. We've come in and everyone's waiting. Chris's partner is there, and we're asked to sit down and start chatting, and we hope that we can sort of allay any fears that we're super weirdo people. And
we are, but we're
chat
not
a little
super
bit,
weirdo.
Chat a little bit to them about who we are and what we do and how we do it and everything. They start telling us all of these amazing stories.
So I've quickly grabbed out the camera and said, can I film these? And we started recording. So the introduction here is a little bit maybe halfway through one of the stories, but we wanted to do a little bit of a preamble to explain what was happening, because we did not expect this to unfold the way it is. So it has.
And you will hear things that, this is a off the cuff, in the moment recording. So yes, there is a little garden fountain,
which is very annoying,
that bubbles water. We didn't want to kind of say to them, come on over and sit in the light and make it a directorial piece. People were sitting there comfortably and they were opening up. We had to catch it in that moment. So you will see darkened faces where you can't see them because they're in shadow.
And I quickly grabbed the flashlight and I'm trying to very surreptitiously shine lights to illuminate people who were talking at the time, and they're going.
You will hear the bubble of the garden fountain. You will hear people stand up and sort of talk and chat and go off, and because that's kind of the normal way people do things. And we didn't want it to be an interview, because that was going to be awkward, because we didn't tell them we were going to do that.
We didn't know we were going to do that.
We just asked them permission to film. That's it. So we had to grab what we had.
Anyway, enjoy.
We were sitting out here like how it is, just like this in the evening time, and they were gone. They live on the first floor. The owners who live on the second floor, they don't live here. They live in Austin. The people who live on the third floor is vacant now, but they were gone. Everybody in this house was gone. We were sitting out here. I was sitting right there. I was sitting right here. My husband was over here. I think Val was over there. Well, anyway, we heard our door slam. Woo! And all of a sudden, you could hear some heavy shackles. So like they were being shackled into there. And it was like, we know ain't nobody up in there, but you kept looking for somebody to come out. You didn't see him. I was sitting on the balcony one day, and I saw a very tall man with like a striped coat walk clean out of that door, and I said, you know what, I'm not tripping. Another day, I saw a tall Caucasian guy. He could have been between 19 and 22. Walk. I saw the cat run off the porch into the air. I did. When we first moved in, I can't remember. It was around the same time. I don't know who it was first. It was the little girl. Then I saw the man pass me in our little short hallway. He just nodded his head. But the little girl pushed me down the steps one day. And then in this bathroom right here, we have like a little hook on the inside. And I just went to open up the door, but my finger went directly into this little small hole, and I could have like bit my finger off. It felt like it could have taken this part of my finger off. You know, those were my experiences. Wow.
Like a lot of the same stuff like Chris was talking about, but I say probably like the strangest incident was one night we were downstairs, we were listening to music and just hanging out, chilling, and so we transitioned and went upstairs. And so didn't touch the radio or anything downstairs. So we went upstairs and we started just hanging out on the balcony. Well, all of a sudden the music downstairs stopped. Then it started playing upstairs. And so I was like, did the music just change? Like, did it like, I feel like it's louder, like it's coming from upstairs now. And so sure enough, I went in the other bedroom, and so the music was coming out of my computer.
Wow.
But my computer was off.
Oh, double wow.
I had literally opened my computer and turned it on.
Yeah.
But like I said, the sound was coming out of the computer. I was like, okay, well, maybe they were reading our mind. They wanted to transition the party and help us.
They must have liked the music and wanted to take it upstairs with you.
Yeah, but it's like really, because you know, living in New Orleans, there's a lot of energy. There's things that you see and hear and witness all the time. You know what I mean? So I guess you never get used to it per se, but it's almost like you come to live with it. You come to be one with it in a sense, and like not try to, you know, I'm here to come in peace. You know what I mean? Like, and you just kind of proceed that way. But like I said, each house, especially down here, has hundreds of stories to tell. And like I said, you just never know what you're going into. I mean, we had a ghost in our last house. So, and that was like on St. Philip, like a couple of blocks over, but there was a lot of activity there. So I'm just curious to kind of know what we're dealing with, if you catch my drift.
What about some history of what happened down here in the 60s? In our, which would be our apartment on the ground floor here. That would be relevant, probably.
So in the 60s, like, yeah, the 50s and 60s, downstairs here used to be the old Quorum coffee shop. And it was the only place in the back then where people could congregate, like black people, white people, able to like hang out together. Lesbian, gay people, it basically was like a warm, welcoming environment where, like I said, everybody could kind of come and mix and mingle and get along. And so they kind of functioned in secret in a little bit of kind of way. The police came over here and did several raids to, you know, break up the race mixing and all that type of stuff. But it's a deep history of like civil rights and gay rights and all of that right here on the ground floor.
Wow.
But this building right here, behind the 601 Charters, is where the slaves used to be sold at and traded off right next door. Then a church was built, and now it's a home. But you know, this wall wasn't always here. So some of those people that was over there trading probably ran for their lives on this same ground that was slaves.
Yeah.
Right here. You know.
So, the next story.
Next story, you got one for us?
More stories?
More, please tell us.
So, we came out one morning, and Ed had already been out going to work, and all of the water was out of the fountain out here. It had flooded this. There wasn't any water in there. So the pump was just, you know, running with no water in it. Well, there wasn't any wind, or there wasn't any reason, because you see how it runs. It just drips in there. So there was no way for all that water to have come out and flooded this.
It was
So
very
that's
spooky.
our experience.
Like I said, I was going to work, and I was like, at first I looked and I was like, why is this water like everywhere? And I was like, it didn't rain. And I'm looking up, looking around, and so I just go over and look at. I was like, why is all the water gone out of the fountain? And then I started. And there's no way like the water could have leaked out or like came out. I mean, it was literally like a force came and just grabbed everything and just whoosh.
Did you see how it's running?
Yeah.
It's not like it could just jump out.
Yeah. And you didn't hear anything prior to that.
No.
How was?
It happened overnight.
How was, yeah.
And see, I'm very skeptic.
Yeah.
Like, you got to show me.
Yeah.
You know, I need proof.
Yeah.
And for me to be as skeptical as I am and to experience these things, it lets me know that maybe there is something, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there is untapped energies or things that we just don't know about, or things that we just can't wrap our head around, you know. But yeah, I am one that like I said, I didn't believe in ghosts, I didn't believe in spirits or anything until I got here. And actually my first experience was at the Myrtles.
Oh yes.
That was my very first experience, and I was with a tour group, and one of the ghosts in the house pushed me. And it freaked me out because I never felt anything like that before. And the tour guide, she was just laughing it off. She was like, "Oh yeah, that's just how the ghosts do. They play like that." Da, 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 da. But you know, that was my first time of like kind of getting immersed in this kind of culture and this kind of experience of the supernatural and thinking about it in a way I guess I never thought about it before. And then living here in the French Quarter, you know, where you can walk by and see signs, you know, house haunted, apartment for sale, haunted, you know what I mean? And actually living in places where you experience that energy and experience different things. It's crazy. Like Chris had another group that was staying at the hotel. They weren't ghost hunters or anything like that, but they were just staying at the hotel and having a weekend in New Orleans. Well, they went out to eat at one of the restaurants. And so, you know how the condiments like sit like on the table.
Oh, this is the video you showed us. Yeah.
And it started moving across the table, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, at our last house, we had a ghost. She was sweet. She didn't bother anybody.
She only watch we got a new TV, just watch CNN, that's it. She'll put the TV on, the new TV on, CNN. I asked Everett, I say, cause we got a new TV, I say, Everett, I say, did you set the time on the TV or something? Can you check the timer? He said, I did. My husband is more IT tech more than I am.
Yeah.
So he knows all of this, I do all of that. So I knew he knew what he was talking about. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. We would leave and come back, the TV would be on, you know, the TV would be on.
Sometimes she would change the channel. Like I would purposely like put the TV on another channel and turn it off. And then we would leave and then we would come back home from work. Now mind you, so I had cameras all in the house.
Oh yeah.
I knew whenever somebody came and entered the building. Nobody came or entered the building.
Yeah.
And so we would come home from work and the TV would be on and the channel would be changed from what I had it on to CNN.
Oh look, leave out the house and go run do something. If we come home, if the TV's on, we'll come home. If we left the TV on, we'll come home, it'll be off. If we come home, if we left the TV off and come home, it will be off.
Yeah.
But it got to be like that, but it was never a bother. I was like, if she wanna watch, I described the ghost to him, he didn't even tell me about it. I was in the kitchen, he was laying in the bed, and I saw her walk clean out the bathroom and walk straight past him through the bed and wherever she had to go. And I described it to him.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anything as solid as that? Have you? Like seen that video?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Because he never described her to me, and I described her to him.
Yeah. That's great. You both saw the same thing and described it.
And it was funny, like when we moved here, like the man and the little girl, it was so, because I saw them, but I didn't say anything. Chris saw them and didn't say anything. And so one night we were just talking and almost like at the same time it came, I said it and he said it and we both described the same thing.
Wow. Love it.